Hey, what's up everybody? Orientation is locked. That sucks. I don't know how to change that. All right, how you guys doing? Everybody see me okay? I'm here alone. Thomas is not in the house. And yeah, my video is vertical. So I guess if you're watching on your cell phone, you're fine. Usually we do this the other way. But I don't know how to unlock it while I'm live. Can we get a comment? Let's see what's going on. I don't know if anybody has a comment. There it is. What's up, though? What's up, Spooky Tuesday? Hello, Apex. All right, here we go. Look at that. We're live. People are watching. I did something right so far, at least. Hi, Gina. Hey, everybody. Abigail, Evan, what's going on? I'll tell you what, I was almost late because I was like fighting with little tripods. The little screw came out of this thing. Now I'm like probably going to be messing with this one for a minute because it's... Why does that seem loose? Hold on, everybody. Woo! Don't get seasick. Don't get seasick. I won't do it the whole time, I promise. Oh, man, if you guys could see what we do here. We'll do this behind the scenes. So we don't have the fancy camera and all that. Hopefully we don't have a huge delay. But the good thing is, as you notice, we are mobile. So come on into the bathroom with me. This is what it looks like. Here, hold on. There it is. My tripod is sticking straight out the back of the camera. And I'm like fighting and fidgeting with this little stuff. It's... if you guys could just see, we should do a real like day in the life because I mean we kind of do that on our vlog channel a little bit. You definitely get a glimpse of it, but just all the ridiculous little moments that happen around here. Sometimes I do feel like, wait a minute, this has got to be like one of those prank reality shows. Where's the hidden camera? You know what I mean? But so yeah, everybody else left early. I'm working late from the facility myself so that I can hang out with you guys. And what I want to know is, what do you guys want to know? Struggle bus. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. How do I see? Here we go. Here's some comments. Hey, everybody. With Thomas MIA, the stream should be stable. He's not here to sabotage everything. So is it a disaster waiting to happen? I don't know. We will see. Boston wants to know, how do I like the new facility compared to the old place, pros and cons? They're almost all pros here at the new place. The old place was nice because it was actually in my house, and so I didn't have any commute. That was really cool, but that was it. And actually, it was also a big con that it was in my house because anybody could come distract me at any time, or people could make loud noises and I couldn't get any work done or anything like that, so it was a little bit crazy. What's up, Mr. and Mrs. Morelia with the super chat? How's it going? Yeah, since I'm mobile, how about showing us some of your favorite snakes? Yes, that was kind of the idea. We'll sacrifice a little of that buttery, creamy video and audio that Thomas puts on for a stream that works, hopefully, and one where we can show off some snakes. So, no, the new place is superior in every way. It's certainly a lot more expensive. There are a lot of more expenses, obviously, to owning a separate building. And so all of your guys' support is awesome for that, whether you're buying snakes, telling people about us, or whatever, because we have some pretty big plans. It's not just for us, you know. I mean, for me, this facility is like, welcome to the world of Superdwarfs. You know, I'm trying to build it like for the community. You know, we have the museum side going on. You guys got to see when my cousin was over here the other day doing that kind of stuff. So we have, you know, this will all be public and for education and stuff like that. I want it to be a place where people can visit even virtually because I have a lot of friends and followers, either out of town, sometimes, you know, internationally and everything, that they can actually come and see the stuff. So we're trying to get staffing together for that. It's always hard because everything new is a big investment up front and you don't get paid off until after it works. So that can be a little bit tough. Let's see. Everyone wants to know how long till snakes can be shipped without winter concerns. That depends partly on your weather and partly on FedEx craziness. So we're not shipping anything just yet, but we are getting close. What we basically do, guys, like if you go to shipyourreptiles.com, those guys monitor all the reptile shipments going across the country all the time. They know when there's delays. They know what cities and places there's problems. They know how all that stuff goes. So we take advantage of their free information that they put out, you know. So go on shipyourreptiles.com and they kind of give you some guidelines on shipping and stuff like that. So that's what we typically do. Typically, you know, in years past, they like to wait maybe a little, like they probably won't ship the week of New Year's to allow all the Christmas packages and stuff to get out of the system so FedEx can catch up with anything and stop doing those delays. Abigail, any tips for new breeders, places to get good information? Yeah, Abigail, this will sound like a commercial. I know we sound like it a lot of times, but it really is a great place for it. If you join our Patreon community, we do tons of stuff, like everything from the simple daily pictures that we put on Instagram, the little dwarf of the day. We do little breakdowns of like what's cool about that snake, how the genetics came into play to make it, what the mom and dad were. That's all stuff that's on our Patreon account. That's a really good place to do it. There's a Discord. We'll jump on with all our Patreons after this live stream. And the community, people can ask each other, you know, get information. We follow each other's clutches and stuff. So it's a really good community place. We're also trying to put, spoiler alert, but I like to do those on these lives. We are trying to put together some written content for stuff, finally. So that would be it. But for right now, I would say just go to our YouTube page, use the little search bar and look up breeding. We do everything. I've got videos from introducing males, incubating eggs, choosing a genetic package if you're just buying it. There's like a 2-part series on things to consider, how to do, you know, the locality stuff, what to do with your female as she cycles. We have things in there about females getting egg bound. So we kind of just deal with the breeding stuff as it goes, and we've made videos all along the way. So I would search there. Let's see. What's up, Eric and SoCal? Alone with 500 snakes, how do I feel? Well, I think a lot of people would have the willies. I feel great about it. I mean, we're talking about, like, I like being at the facility by myself. There's a lot less distractions, and I can just hang with my snakes and reconnect with them. So it's awesome. You should try it sometime. Come hang out here by yourself. Maybe get permission first. But let's see. Eric wants to know tips using brown paper for bedding to keep the snakes from hiding under it most of the time. I mean, if they are hiding under it most of the time, give them a variety of hide spots. That's kind of what they're wanting. You can sort of mist, if you have a sprayer, you can mist down the tank before you put it in, or enclosure tub, whatever it is, and kind of stick it down so that it has a better shape. But if they like to hide, they like to hide. It's funny, a lot of people don't realize, like, you know, Superdwarfs actually, especially babies, they'll burrow sometimes and stuff like that. So if they're comfortable, let them do it, you know. Let's see. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks. Shoot the cameraman. We did. That's why you only have me, Bob Evans. Doesn't bother me. I can't just go downstairs and check on something on a whim. Yeah, that is a big deal. What I do to make up for that is hang little cameras everywhere. These are those Wyze cameras, W-Y-Z-E, and they're great. They're cheap. They have an app, W-Y-Z-E. Just download the app. You can buy the cameras through there. They ship them, and you'll see, like right here, this is a mounting point for one of those cameras because they're like magnetic and stick to stuff. So we can grab one off of that metal pole that's hanging out up there, right there, and slap it on here if this girl, we think she's gonna lay tonight or whatever. So we just watch everything, especially with the breeding and stuff like that. But yeah, that is definitely a con though. I didn't think to mention earlier, but it's like, and we've done a few, like Rob has come in or I've come in, and you know, it's been tough because he's like, okay, well, I'm going in. Like, he was here Christmas Eve and Christmas. I was here the day after Christmas, you know, checking on stuff. So a little bit crazy. Medusa wants to know if I have any Superdwarfs available. Yep. So here's a quick layout of the room so that you guys know. We have some little racks over here. These are all our house snakes. None of those are for sale. We're just kind of collecting them. That's actually not all our house snakes, but that's one place where they are in the racks. These are our kind of our grow-ups for future breeders, including these. Though sometimes I use these as like a lay box if a female is gravid and we want to put her in there for easy control. This whole rack is everything I kept for Super Dwarves this year, just because the market is going that way. People want more Super Dwarves. You can see there's a lot of pink labels in there. That means lots of girls. And then these racks here, 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 and here is everything that we have available. We have some pretty cool stuff too. Like by cool, I mean, a lot of our stuff is cool, but we have some stuff that you wouldn't expect that we have in stock. Like this ridiculous looking snake. It looks like it should have platinum in it, but it doesn't. This is actually a 2020, March 2020 female. So she's actually going to be 2 years old, I guess, coming up. And that is an Annery Motley Super Tiger Posset Snow. And like we thought she was a platinum, but because I have another male that does similar things, but she is not a platinum. She's just crazy. To give you an idea, this is her sister. This one's not for sale, but this is it's about the same size though, as you can see. This is a 2-year-old one that we're holding back. Oh, I'm turning the camera too much. So this is an Annery Motley Super Tiger, and that is an Annery Motley Super Tiger. So why is that one's pattern so bright and spectacular and platinum looking? I do not know. I do not know. Maybe it has more of like the Dwarf and Superdwarf locality that kind of like the jamp in them and stuff like that is reducing it. I don't know. Well, actually, these ones aren't jamps. These are straight up 50% Calatoas. So maybe it's that crazy. I mean, she does have kind of that busy, you know, almost like Reach Dreams looking pattern to her. If, you know, if you had pure Calatoa Motley Super Tigers. So, I don't know, pretty cool. But that's a nearly 2-year-old female. You don't see stuff like that too much. But any of you guys that want to know about availability, send an email to info@reachout-reptiles. But yeah, we have all of these guys are for sale. So there's a lot of Dwarf and Super Dwarf crosses. There's a bunch of cool morphs. There's a bunch of super tiny, high percentage stuff. There's no pure Super Dwarves available, but that's kind of always the case. You get on a waiting list for those. So hopefully that answers that. Hold on, I gotta find the chat again. Come on, chat. There we go. All right, trying to keep up with your comments, but I'm like reading them off of the screen here. Boston's outgrown his reptile room. You know what I always liked in the kind of the early days, especially when I had multi-species collection, were the used construction offices. They would have like those trailers that had heating and cooling and a bathroom with water and everything in them, and they're insulated and they're on wheels, and you can buy them. Sometimes they literally give them away when they're done with these big construction projects, like they're building a hotel or something like that. But a lot of times they'll sell them for like $500 to $1,500. And man, they're well worth it. And plus you can move it with you if you need to. Are we gonna make GC snows or zombie snows this year? Yes, I'm trying to. The GC snows, I mean, snows themselves are pretty expensive. You know, like a dwarf snow, you're still looking at like probably $2,500 for a male, maybe $2,000 if we could get a good number of them. And then, you know, something like $3,500 to $4,000 for just snow dwarf, you know, males and females. So then when you go to Super Dwarf, it jumps the price up a little bit. And then when you add something like Golden Child, it's going to jump it again. So they're not a cheap snake. They're probably never going to be a cheap snake. But what you would do if you want to get into that stuff without doing that kind of thing is go ahead and grab something like this one's really cool. This is our last purple Golden Child female, and she's 100% het snow. So this one's like $3,000. This one in particular, she's number 285. Go look at her on the website. She's like vibrant orange in those pictures. I don't know how well you guys can see on this camera now, but as you get closer and closer to her tail, the orange fades away. Let's see if I can get a little bit light and see where her tail is, like where my thumb is. It's almost solid purple now. See that? Used to call those fader tails. And they seem like as they get older and older, that keeps encroaching. So I have a Lav Golden Child het snow that's even cheaper. I think that one's $2,500. So we got two females if you want to get into GC snow projects. And then all you need is like a really nice anery male to run to them. Or if you have female het snow stuff, I have a male lav golden child het anery. So he'd be good for proving out any pos het snow stuff and making them. As far as the Mochino stuff goes, that's still really cutting edge. I can't really predict what the market's going to do because we won't have the corner on that forever. Other people are going to make them. If they make 1 million of them, the price will go down. If they don't, the price stays steady. But like I mentioned, snow, like Dwarf and Superdwarf cross prices earlier, they are very stable. So kind of stinks to buy in because you got to pay a little bit more, but you do get what you pay for. And then they, they get better and better because the prices stay the same and they just keep breeding. So yeah, it's been great. Let's see. I want to know if I can get a dwarf retic to stay under 8 feet, give or take a little, for like $600. Yeah, you could. Most of our Superdwarf male crosses are like that. I don't have anything available, but during, this is kind of end of season. So during hatchling season, those racks will be completely filled, and then all those house snake racks will get taken over with baby retics and stuff like that. And if you're looking for something like a wild type Superdwarf cross, you'd be able to find that, something like a 50% Calatoa, no more for anything. You can probably get one around 8 feet, maybe a little smaller depending on the bloodline. All right. Christian, you should come see the shop. Bob got 2 shipments in December. Both were delivered a day. Depending on the kind of heat pack they put in there, that can be really bad news. I have a couple friends that were over the other day saying that they had a snake lost for 4 days this week. They finally got it this week. It was shipped last week. It was lost for 4 days, and it's just because FedEx with the COVID thing, they can't get staff and 1 million packages, tons of people ordering from home. So got to be careful with that. Lori Torini, how you doing? Glad to see you here. We have to get Lori out here. Don't you guys give us a like or shout a comment for Lori. Just scream Lori in the comment section. If Lori Torini should come here to Reach Out Reptiles and teach us a little bit about how to socialize, well, not socialize, but like add some enrichment, you know what I mean? A custom enrichment routine for a commercial breeding setup. I think that would be cool. Medusa wants to know, how are the house snakes? They're cute. You guys want to see like a fresh baby? Super poofy hair from Garrett. That is true. And no mustache. You are right. We did the poll. You guys had spoken. I shaved the mustache for you guys. Let's see. Here's my favorite one. So these ones just hatched. We're kind of playing with the house snakes as though they were Superdwarfs and tracking locality percentages in them. So my favorite locality is KZN. And it's just a nice red colored animal, and they look great when they're crossed into morphs. So this little tiny thing is a 75% KZN, 100% het T positive albino. And the T positive are the ones I think with like the richest color, not necessarily the brightest, but the richest. I'm not a fan of the T-neg albino house snakes personally, but yeah, they're super cute. So we've got a bunch. These are all the babies. Look at that little baby rack. Boy, I will tell you, you gotta watch out for these things. They will escape. Holy crap, we've lost 3 of them already. You know, like from secure tubs. They can flatten and squeeze out of almost anything. So if you're wanting to get house snakes, especially little tiny baby ones, watch out. Oh, I'm gonna throw my tripod. I'm gonna throw it. There we go, we didn't throw it. Yeah, make sure you get secure housing. But they are fun. We got more. I'm trying to get even some more stuff in. Some new bloodlines in that from South Africa. So I love them. They're fun. They're a good little distraction for me, I guess. So let's see here. Where's my fearless alpha cameraman? Christina knows too much about Thomas's insecurities, poor guy. He's in Canada. So just me today, but we are definitely more mobile. So it's like the good old days. Oh, let's see. She can't live away from the animals. She has a live-in facility no matter what. That's fine, Lori. You can come visit, though, and help us enrich everything. So, Live stream with the phone is much better. Good. I'm glad you think so. Thomas will never allow it. But I like the mobility. I like being able to walk around and talk with you guys. I think that's pretty cool. Let's see. Would we show some of our largest breeders? Yeah, sure. We can do that. I mean, you know, I guess what are you saying with like largest breeders? You want to just see like our largest snakes overall? Or do you want to see like what's the largest that a certain kind of snake can get? You know what I mean? Like, because if you want to see the largest Calatoa, that would be a very different question from just like the largest snake. The largest breeder is a little bit almost of an irrelevant, you know, question, honestly, because it's just going to depend on bloodline stuff and things like that. But let's see, our Anery Sun Super Tiger Girl is pretty big. Let me see if I can set this up in a way that you guys can get a grasp of size potential. These are our old ones in here. So, we got a super chat. Mr. and Mrs. Morelli, I'm a little late on it. What morphs only exist in retics? Like a lot of species carry tiger or teen-egg morphs, and they would assume lavender is one. Yeah, gosh, I mean, there's probably a lot. The thing about the tiger morph is, I think it's different in most snakes than it is in retics, because you don't see too many where you get that full striped out super tiger, maybe carpets. But lavender is an allelic albino. It's almost like a Candino kind of, so sort of. It's in its own thing. Definitely the cow retic. You don't have anything that works and looks like a cow in any other morphs. I don't know what the equivalent of an anthrax would be. Those are pretty cool. Ooh, titanium is fun. It's like a partially patternless gene. And each snake gets different patternless areas. Hi, sweetie. Come on, people want to say hi. Oh, come here, baby. She's perfectly happy not being bothered. Oh, because you're in blue, huh? All right, this is an Anery Sunfire Tiger. And it's funny, she's one of our biggest girls, and she's also pretty high percentage, but it's from the stubborn days of, you know, people just not wanting to admit that if you use big females, you'll still get big babies. So regardless of the percentages that we would produce off of this female, I would still tell people, hey, you know, you might get a snake that's up to like 12 feet, maybe 13, like Mama over here, because she already through 2 generations of pure Superdwarf breeding, with a little bit of back and forth, you know, between cross percentages, she has not shrunken down a lot. But, I mean, for a retic, she's quite small. When you think that, you know, oh, look at this. She's got some eggs going in there. She's got a big lump and a shed. So she's either really early follicles, or maybe she's gonna do a pre-lay here. Let's see how she looks on the way in. Maybe I should palpate her real quick. All right, baby. Who was asking about learning breeding stuff? Come on, honey. Come on. Our schedule got really thrown this year with the whole move and all that stuff. It threw a lot of females. You guys see this big lump right here? You might not be close enough to see it. That feels pretty good. There you go, baby. That doesn't feel bad. I feel like this might actually be a pre-lay shed. She may be getting ready to lay. I noticed her neck was kind of thin looking, and then she's in blue too. So, but that's a bigger one. Beautiful though, really well behaved. And there's so much that goes into it from a pet manageability side too. Like, she's actually a pretty easy snake to work with, whereas you can get little ones that are just a pain. So it depends on the snakes. So if you guys are ever buying, get them from a breeder and ask, you know, what, make sure you ask what things are important to you. Oh, let's see. Construction trailer on the ranch makes a great office. Yes, it does. I told you so. How are the 3 Karampa eggs doing? Well, you guys can be first to know it. We have an Instagram, like an IGTV video recorded, but we pulled a clutch of Madus today too. And let me show you how wonderful it is getting to carry the burden of producing these pure localities. There's the Madu clutch, 2 eggs. Now I do have a chance with 1 more Madu. I don't think anyone else is doing pure Madus in the country, so that might be all the Madus for the United States for 2022. This almost definitely will be all the Kalatoas for the United States for 2022. Those 3 little eggs. And that's because there's 3 breeding females that we know about. And we have 2 of them. We're giving 1 the year off. The other one only laid 3. The other animal is over at my buddy's house. And he's had his pair for years and just not been able to get him to breed. So we may not ever see any out of those. Who knows? Breeding those wild caught ones is not always the easiest thing. But yeah, total of 5 eggs, 2 pure localities. So whenever people are like, oh, I mean, maybe I'll get a Calato, maybe I'll get a Madu, I don't know that they understand, like, you know, what they're asking. Like, that stuff doesn't just come around any day. See, Lori, everybody wants you. Just trying to get caught up. Getting my first retic in January, a cow, double het Sunfire Anthrax. I think you're remembering incorrectly, because you could have a Sunfire cow head anthrax, but you wouldn't have a double het Sunfire. Sunfire is incomplete dominant. Christina's asking on Madus. There they are. How big does a Lav Golden Child Superdwarf usually get and cost? You guys should really refer to that how big does a Superdwarf get video, because a lot of it's all about bloodlines. You can kind of get them whatever size you want. These ones that we got, I can show you their dad. He's a grown-up. So I pulled out that little purple earlier. He's got some poops in his cage here, but that's okay. You guys won't crucify us for not having finished our weekly cleaning routine. Hi, buddy. This is a Snow Golden Child, purple male. It's Dwarf and Superdwarf cross. So this is a very typical male for us out of a lot of our Dwarf and Superdwarf stuff. If you got higher percentage Superdwarf, you could get them a little smaller than this. Come here, buddy. They hate coming out of these cages. I give them these cool things to hang on to. Lori, you know what's up with this. Well, I guess maybe you just let them come out when they want to. But we want him to come out. Come here, buddy. Come here. There he is. You can kind of see here. Hi. Hi, bud. This is a Dwarf and Superdwarf cross. Like I said, you could get him a little bit smaller. You can see his whole body in there. But that's what you're looking at on males. Female's a little bit bigger. He's about 8 feet, I would say. So if you were to get, like, say, that lavender golden child het snow male in there, he's going to get about the same size as his old man. Give or take maybe a foot, you know, just to be safe. I don't want to tell you 8 foot, and then if you're like, oh my gosh, the top I can handle is 8 foot 4 inches, and mine got 8 foot 6. You know, so now I need to send it to a rescue. Oh man, I can't. I'm too short. I can't find the lock. Hashtag short people problems. This must be what Aiden has to deal with every day. He was filming that video that we were talking about earlier. There it is. And he's sitting next to the snake, and he makes it look like a mainland because Aiden is just a tiny little dude. But yeah, whew. That was pretty funny watching that. Okay, let's see here. Oh man, we got all these size questions. You guys are gonna kill me with all this stuff. All right, let's see. Kelly, and you do need to get out here, Mr. Lee. Come play. Lori, get him to train Cray Cray. His name is Shetty Kruger now, Duran. But yeah, I like that guy. Actually, I handle him fine. He's definitely not a trusting animal, but I get along with him fine. A lot of our staff have had a bad experience with snakes, and they let it get in their head. And I tell them, you got to stop letting the snakes train you. You know, like if they have an accidental bite or they did something wrong and they take a bite from the snake, then, you know, you have that thought like, oh, that snake is mean. And then when you get up to the cage, you're like, okay, here, we're ready to battle. I got to get this snake out. And as soon as you have allowed that to come into your whatever you want to call it, your body language, you've lost the battle. You need to keep a cool head, get that snake in there, and through your body language, convince them that you are confidently here, you're not trying to hurt them. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So Lori says she'll advise over Zoom. Come on, Lori. Come on. Come out. We'll film. It'll be fun. There's an NARBC in Arlington. If I was attending, would be a good time to buy a snake and pick it up from us at the show. I am attending. I'm not vending. We don't go down to Texas. That's a bit of a drive for the snakes. But I'll tell you what, rather than take snakes to a show where a lot of breeders may have nidovirus or mites or anything like that, and have the snakes be on the road for a couple days getting there, a couple days back, all temperatures all over the place, no water. If you buy one here, we'll make sure the weather is good. We'll coordinate a good shipping with you. And like about 12 hours after they leave here, they'll get to your house in our little contained packages, and they've gone directly from us to you without all that exposure. It's a lot better on the animals. I can understand like wanting to be able to see and handle all the snakes, but if you go on Reach Out Reptiles on the 2021 breedings, you can actually thumb through our breedings and see pictures of everything that we've produced. And if you want to shoot us an email, you know, and see what you're getting, we're very happy to help you find the right animal there. So let's see. Man, where are we at? Okay, beautiful tiger. Our Motley GC babies typically 3K. The Superdwarf ones, yeah, Dwarf and Superdwarf, about 2,000 bucks usually. Oh man, let's see. Here we go. We need to do some target training. That would be fun. Let them all loose in the dropped ceiling. That was Rob's biggest fear. He's like, we have to get a new ceiling. I was like, I think we'll be okay. Let's see. Just don't turn snakes out. How about that? Do we have any purple albino babies? Randy, I have, as far as, like, I mean, I've got a purple golden child female for like $3 grand. And then I have this purple sunfire that's a Poshet Snow female. This is this year's baby. She is crazy looking. Look how beautiful this thing is. The only thing is I can't remember how much she costs. And because it's on my phone, I can't look it up for you. But if you want to do that, it's not $3 grand. And then we'll get you set up. She's awesome. That's a really nice snake. So I think you would like that one. She's Dwarf and Superdwarf, but it's a lot of Superdwarf. It's like 43% Superdwarf and another 10% Dwarf. So it's good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, where am I at? Can we see the smallest adult Superdwarf that we own? Yeah, I don't know what you consider adult. I mean, the Duesenberg is really small. If you want to look up a video on him, he's like breeding, and so I don't want to mess with him right now. Let me see what else we've got. I mean, this is probably not like the smallest, but I don't know that it's a, you know, going for a record is an easy thing to do anyways, because I don't know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But this is an old, mature, wild-caught adult Kalatoa. That's our Reach Dreams male. So, I mean, he's probably 10 years old or something like that, and maybe 6 feet. So that's pretty small. The Duesenberg is probably about the same age, maybe a tiny bit younger, but definitely like over 8, and he's a Karampa. He's a little smaller than that. So, and those are nice wild-caught ones. They're like, this guy came in as an adult wild-caught, and so you know that his size has not been like stunted or something like that because of diet or whatever. I mean, he came in the way that they come in the wild. But we've got a bunch that size. Let's see. We've got, like, here's a fun one. Here's a female wild-caught Kalatoa. You can see her in here. Hi, honey. With her little 16-ounce deli cup. Little wild-caught girl. You're not eating, so please don't bite me. But that's your good size right there. Those are the ones that, like, after they lay, they end up weighing something like 1,700 grams, 1,500 to 2,000, I would say. So a little smaller than a ball python typically. Let's see here. Oh man, we got some more super chats. Okay, hang on. Let me catch up. Okay, biggest snake of the facility. We did do that one. Not to talk for anyone else. Garrett's has mentioned not liking to take snakes to shows. If you can just ship it. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I don't work with JAG because of the neurological issues. Yes, that's right. Why do I even answer this stuff? You guys have got it made. It's becoming more and more like Patreon around here. Yeah, Jaguar retics have neurological issues, so it doesn't bother some people. It's kind of like the spider gene, but they seem to be like way worse than the spider gene. And I don't like the idea of producing snakes with known weaknesses that you sometimes then have to cull or kill because they have those problems, no matter how pretty they are. You know, it's just not for me. I'm not dogging on people who want to do that stuff because I know we alter captive bred stuff and things like that, but I like to make sure that mine are still strong and healthy, you know. Natalia Prado, happy holidays. Woohoo, super chat. Thank you. Happy holidays to you guys. I hope you guys had a great Christmas or whatever holidays that you guys are celebrating, and a very happy new year. We've got some fun plans for New Year around here. Which clutches am I most excited to see the turnout of this season? Honestly, it's like hets. It's a lot of hets. We have our orange ghost stripe male going to our Mochino sun tiger female. That one's going to be super cool. This one's really exciting that's already in here. We have Richard Bilbo's original double het snow, high percentage double het snow. Her name is Tammy, living here now, and we bred her to a pure Superdwarf visual lannery that's mostly Madu. So that would put a cool, that Madu twist into the snow project. I'm hoping for some really like blue looking anneries out of that. So that would be super cool. Let's see. Clint's Reptile says his SD video, he thinks SDs are one of the best beginner reptiles. Do I agree? Can they be too difficult for a first time owner? Beginner reptile, I don't know about that. I mean, they were my second snake and I did fine. That's going to depend on the person because they're a snake. They have a strong food response. They're kind of intense. In terms of like, if you get a good bloodline that stays small, like they're really hard to kill. They're super easy to take care of. They eat every time. They're super interactive. They're great. But I would say, I would disagree with my good buddy Clint and say probably, depending on where you live in the world, some of the best beginner reptiles are going to be the commonly kept and bred ones that are native to your area. So yeah, if you lived in Indonesia and had that kind of climate, you know, licked, and you didn't have to worry about keeping things warm or cold or getting, you know, any of that done, then it probably would be. Here in North America, best beginner reptiles, I'm gonna go corn snake, king snake, some kind of rat snake or something like that as far as snakes go. Heaviest and shortest snake that we have in a healthy weight range, Anna. It's gonna be a pregnant female. they balloon up or shrink down seasonally a lot. So some of these girls, like when you pull them out, they're just huge and stacked. But it's either because they're gaining weight to be able to produce, or they're literally loaded with eggs. And then that heaviest female, like short and fat, would be the Madu mom who just laid these eggs today, and then that was last night. And then tonight, you know, because she laid, what was it? It was 12 slugs, unfortunately, and those 2 good eggs I showed you guys. But today, she's like scrawny little bag of bones. So it's seasonal. But if they're bending and you can see fat folds on them and you're not ready to breed them right then, that's by the time you see fat folds on the outside, you got too many problems with fat related issues on the inside. So let's see. Maybe someday I can afford one of your beautiful animals. Thanks, Edward. I mean, they start at like $350. So if you get requests in for like a nice cheap dwarf sauce super dwarf animal, you can get a wild type one that gets about the size of that snow golden child I showed earlier for around that price. So they're fairly affordable. Let's see. Can we talk about problematic genes like jags for retics, spiders for balls, white or yellow eclipse, and leopard geckos? I mean, yeah, you can. It goes throughout history. There's things that are actually problematic, and then some things just make them high maintenance. So like the hairless cats, we're actually getting my daughter a Sphinx for Christmas. They're super high maintenance. And the breed can have issues, but they're not associated with the hairlessness or the gene that makes that. So some stuff's really controversial. For example, like we have a scaleless corn snake here that belongs to my son. And this has been a great experiment for me because this was my first scaleless animal. Look, she's actually deep in blue right now. This snake is 1000% problem-free. Now, here's a little bit of a fat snake. I think Rob likes feeding the corn snakes. But this girl is beautiful. She's perfect. She sheds awesome. We keep her very minimally, although I do have like a cool little playground cage for the corn snakes that she gets rotated in sometimes. I can show you that. So that's a really a good example of a controversial gene. And then you have problematic ones like spider ball pythons, probably more controversial than problematic. But when you get to the severity with neurological issues of jags, where they can't right themselves and things like that, or some of the really bad spiders. Now you've got issues. I don't think it's something that breeders should be breeding for, and I'm so tired of hearing people say, we can correct this gene by breeding it into fresh bloodlines. It's ridiculous. Guys, you can't. Some of them have issues. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, with retics, you get a lot of like wild caught or locality stuff. People have said before that they think they can correct jag by breeding it to a certain locality. You can't. You won't. You can't. I'm sorry. Some bloodlines might, you know, like, might be a little less problematic than others. Like I know Andrew Acevedo's got a lot of jags with less intense problems or more minimal wobble than others. But whatever is acceptable for you is a little bit different. I don't think if it's detrimental to the animal's health, you have so much of a problem. But then you got things like, you know, English bulldogs is the classic example of like breeds that have gone too far. And then you have to have these like rescue breeding scenarios where they're like, okay, we've got to cross, or Dalmatians is great. A lot of Dalmatians are deaf, and that comes with the white spottedness. And they've been backyard bred too much because they become popular. When you get the Dalmatian thing, they actually have the Dalmatian effect. When every time they put out a 101 Dalmatians movie, a bunch of backyard breeders pop up with their Dalmatians, and the quality of the breed goes down. So now they have, you know, they bred, I think it was like an Irish setter or something, similar looking into Dalmatians to get those genes kind of mixed out and corrected. And then they do the tests to make sure the deleterious genes aren't passing on. They move down. You're no longer pure Dalmatian, but you do have a healthier animal. I would say, you know, hey, at one point we made Dalmatians out of wolves anyways. If we got to go back and recorrect because we went too far, that's probably the responsible thing to do. And I'm all about pure stuff if you watch us with the locality, but you don't want to make stuff it's got health issues, you know. I was just going to show you this little corn snake cage. Pretty cute. This is our mini build. So the Scaleless gets to come and play in here, and it's got like splintery wood and everything else, and they're super tough. So I don't know. I think you need to check that one and understand. You know, one of the possible horizon morphs that might be coming up is like a scaleless reticulated python. And ball pythons have scalelessness too. I think the ball pythons have some health related issues with them. That corn snake does not. So if they came out and they were like that corn snake, I'd have no issues with them. If they came out and they like, oh, you know, they get all kinds of scabs and stuff like that as they grow, you know, I'm probably not interested. Let's see, Kyle Phillips. Snake I got from you is with your old friend Josh Dowding at Twin Falls Zoological Center in Twin Falls, Idaho. He's their best outreach animal. Thanks, Kyle. What's up? I don't remember that one. Yeah, you had some blood python stuff going on back then, didn't you? They really are good outreach animals. But you also have to watch because they can be, I guess, moody. Like, they'll tell you, like, hey, I don't want to mess with you today. And it's hard to get, they're too smart. So, like, getting a retic to do what you want it to when it doesn't want to can be pretty tricky. But they love interaction, so they're really cool. Actually, we were talking about Clint's reptiles. I sent him a Superdwarf that was a result of parthenogenesis because we had a fun conversation about parthos, and I said, here's one for outreach for you. And he said it quickly became the most requested snake at his shop. And he asked me he had to come back and get a second one because it was getting handled too much. He was afraid to stress it out. So he got two so that he can share the abuse, if you will. What are the most promising genes to get into this year? Lauren, I think it depends on how your breeding strategy is. So, like, there's a lot of cool new genes that you can get into, but you better have your act together if you're getting into, like, these hot new genes. If you get something that's a little bit more stable, you can relax. It allows you to fudge and make mistakes. But it's going to be similar to anything else. I think the snow complex is very stable. It's a great one to get into. And it has a lot left to be done because there's so many allelic forms of albino that can change the color and, you know, the addition of so many other things. Plus, it's double recessive. So if you want to get something like we got this, actually, like for anyone of the Posset snow females out there, this little dude, he hatched in April. So he'll be a year old in April. But this is a visual snow motley golden child. And because it's a male, that's a great animal to have those kind of genes stacked into. Everything he produces is going to be 100% het, anery, and albino, plus he'll make motleys. So you can breed them to something simple like a golden child and make stuff that is completely black. I'll show you a motley golden child here in a second. And then it would be 100% het anery and albino. And then wait till Mochino stuff comes out. The Indo caramels are gonna make some pretty cool stuff. Let's see here. This is Ronald Jennings snake over here. Hey baby, oh, come here, you're not eating. Look at this. So like you could breed that white, almost white snake, white and highlighter yellow snake to this, to a golden child and make stuff like this. You know what I mean? This is an epic animal. It's a classic favorite. Eric was already asking about Motley GC right here on this stream, you know, and so being able to get stuff with double recessive like Snows or Motley Golden Childs all in one clutch makes you a very flexible breeder with something available for everyone out there according to whatever their taste is. And then, you know, promising new stuff, honestly, that's on the rise and probably one of the few reptiles that continues to rise steadily in price season to season is just the pure or very small Superdwarf bloodlines. If you can get stuff like that Motley Golden Child in really high percentages, those are going to be very, very highly sought after. I mean, honestly, if you just made a nice tiger, I'll go get one and we'll start a bidding war on here and you can see how high it goes. You guys know Tanya the tiger. You just get a nice tiger in really high percentage, then you know that's an animal to have. Let's see. Oh man, where are we at? Okay, Thank you guys. You guys are blowing it up tonight. I appreciate it because I didn't come in here knowing anything. Christina says Krispy Kreme. That would be very cool. That's a good new morph. It's incomplete dominant. It does require a little bit of a different strategy though. If you want to try to like, if you put big bucks into an animal like that a lot of people can make a lot very quickly, you want to make sure you have established females and everything is the main thing. What's up, Nathan? Favorite holdback of all time? Leave it to Murray to say that. You could literally ask me this question every live stream and I might come up with a different animal. One of them is the Anery Tiger from our Anery video. If you guys haven't seen go look at the Morph Spotlight Anery video. I have this little girl around my neck in the beginning of it. She's white diamond line. So she's from probably one of my favorite animals, bred to one of my favorite animals. So she's 100% het snow. We're going to try to be breeding her, but look at that animal. Just an Anery Tiger, but it's a really exceptionally selectively bred Anery and Tiger. Great bloodlines going on. She is phenomenal. Probably one of my favorite all times. My favorite from this year is this female Karampa that we got. And I know you were all expecting me to say the male Anery Karampa because he is cool that he's a morph. But this one, the pattern on this one is awesome. I could do a whole video. Maybe I should. You guys want me to do a whole video on that one Karampa? It would be so cool to have like I guess we did do a video on her and the Anery boy. One time. Here's the Anery boy, but he's deep in blue. So he's not too excited to pull out. That's a tough one, man. I know you got a lot of cool snakes over there too. So I don't know how would you answer that question? That's rough. That's rough. Let me see. Amanda named Fifi. Is she still here? Oh yeah, she's still here. I don't know where she is here after the move and all that kind of stuff, but our stuff doesn't really go anywhere. We keep everybody. I'll have to find out. I don't want to spend the whole video searching for Fifi. But yeah, Fifi's still here. How much are our retic standards? Not looking for anything crazy. Used to have a red tail boa. Nice little manageable dwarf, super dwarf, wild type retic male. Kind of the way to go to get a beautiful little pet. You're looking at about 350 bucks. If you want a little smaller bloodline, 500 bucks. The trick is buy them when we have them available. I'm trying not to miss the super chats, babe, says Ashley. I'm working through it. Let's see. Tiny at 10 years old. Yeah, Superdwarfs don't get the credit for being small because we usually refer to them in length. So you're like, oh, it's 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet. What you don't realize is like an 8-foot retic is ball python size. So when you get down to the 6-foot ones and stuff, they're like little rat snakes, you know? So, Tom wants to see the rock. the rock pebbles. Okay, hold on. Let me go get her. We'll bring her out over here. Rob's been feeding her a little bit, but I need all of you to reach out to Rob and tell him to feed her more because, I don't know, I just, I think she could be bigger. She was a little stubborn to get going. He does feed her pretty good now. What's up, baby? All right, listen, you can hear her talk. You hear her? She's so vocal. I don't know if you were here for the body language part or whatever, but that would intimidate a lot of people. But I know the animal. I know she's just vocal. And honestly, if she bites me, she's so small, it really wouldn't matter. So coming in here and just confidently handling her like this, you know, she's going to stop bluffing and just start loving in a minute. There you go. See? But I mean, if you're like, oh, we got to do battle. Come on, me versus the rock python, you know, you're just going to, that animal's going to realize like, whoa, you're acting like a sketched out predator that's trying to grab me. And you are a sketched out predator trying to grab them, to be fair. So they're pretty smart. They realize that. But if they're like, oh no, this is just annoying. It'd be like if I was sitting in a burrow and some stupid tortoise walked over my head. The python's not going to care. You know what I mean? Because they know that tortoise isn't there to hurt them. Oh, baby. You take them out. You have a nice positive interaction with them. Oh, hiss at me when I kiss you. That's not fair. Oh, Kyle Phillips with another super chat. I might have missed one. I'll come back to it. Super chat. Super chat. There's the rock python. I don't know why I have this. It's just one snake. You guys named her here, Pebbles. I just love her. She's a pet. I really like rock pythons. Don't ask me why I love rock pythons so much. And you know, a lot of people think they're like berms. They are not like berms. I don't like berms. I love rock pythons. So I just got one. Sorry, babe. She doesn't like when I buy the pet snakes. All right, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Can we pull out a golden child? Doesn't remember what percentage she was. Yeah, hold on a second. We can do that. Annery, Motley, golden child. It's clutch 13. I don't have it in front of me, guys, but I think it's 37.5% Superdwarf, and then something dwarf on top of that. Maybe 18.75% dwarf, if I remember correctly. She's hot. So this is a Motley golden child like the other black one, but this one's Annery. You won't be able to probably see it too much on video, but you guys know when you came here and saw it, she's like blue-black. And then cool paradox spots. Those are normally, like that spot right there, is normally, would be orange on a Motley golden child, but hers is just silver. That's a beautiful animal. Okay, hold on. The problem with these chat things, with me reading it on the screen here, is I gotta scroll back and figure out where I was every time. So, sorry I keep doing this stuff. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Someone wants to know the next most affordable small. You don't have to go Karampa just because they're the smallest locality. A lot of the Calato stuff is very comparable in size. Go on our website and check out clutch 36. The wild type males from that clutch are going to be very nicely affordable, and they're going to be very similar in size to like a pure Superdwarf. So let's see. What's best enclosure for a Superdwarf? And I started making my own. But I'll say the best one in short is going to be something where you don't have any areas for them to push on. Hi, buddy. He wants to come out and eat. You're not eating. Let's look on this side. These things close and they're perfectly smooth on the insides, so there's nowhere for them to push. Nice slam latch helps with emergencies. A big old shelf up top to give them lots and lots of room to roam. Right, buddy? Come here. No eating. How you doing? Those are gonna be the recipe for a nice retic cage. Now these ones are 4 feet by 2.5 feet deep and 18 inches tall with a gigantic shelf. And if you do the math on them, like a lot of people do like 8 foot by 2 foot by 1 foot. This actually has more square footage of floor space on that because of those big shelves. And it lets them climb up and down and at least get a little bit going on. And we have some plans for even more bit going on. So it should be fun. Oh man, I'm losing track. Maybe lose my snake. You guys would tell me if he got out of here, huh? Let's see. Someone heard that I got COVID. I did get COVID. Where do we stand on the hashtag Team Ashley merch? We need to do that. Get on Ashley. She's the merch person. She can make it for you. Da, da, da. She says she didn't get a green light. Green light. You can do it. Go make a hashtag Team Ashley shirt. Make it cute. Put it on the website. You can see what's up. Oh, man. Let's see. New black ROR shirts. Are they on the site yet? I don't know which ones those were to run. You have to remind us. I probably Lyme's disease that one away. Drop a hashtag if you buy Team Ashley. I like it. All right. Let's see. Black shirts. We still have the old logo shirts. We've got some of those in there if you want them. Thomas is here. What's up, Thomas? He says I actually made it work. I did make it work. It didn't break yet, and everybody says they like the cell phone thing. So, do we have any Anery 50% Kalatoa females? No, I don't, Austin. I'm sorry. I do have 75% Kalatoa Anery purple females. So maybe a little bit more than you bargained for, but I don't think I have any visual Anery 50% Kalatoas. Lauren says she's going to go down and see his before she purchases Nasty to see if they're as awesome as they think they are. Good call. Yeah, he's got some cool ones. Say hi to him for me when you're there. Have we tried to highlight the bluish chrome color? Yeah, that must have been a response to something I said earlier. I'm not sure. What's the favorite baby I have available right now? Let's see. Oh, look at this cute guy. I kind of want to leave him out so he can play. But he's definitely going to escape. We'll go look real quick and come back. No escaping. I like being here alone and just letting him hang. Coolest babies. Let's see. This one is crazy. I've talked about this one before. Oh, she's in blue. This is a 50% Kalatoa Platinum Marble. And it's like low expression on the platinum. So it's just got these like bleached out parts punching through. So that's a good small bloodline Kalatoa marble. But if you want like a crazy looking one, this one's $850. I just was looking at her earlier today. Again from Clutch 13. So the same clutch that Dorian's snake was, Dorian and Carl that were on here earlier. This is a beautiful platinum female. She's Posset Snow. What I love about her is she's got like tons of pattern and no pattern at the same time. Look at the ticking. See like the black ticking on the tips of the scales? But almost no black borders, like that light part running through the shadowed parts. Do you know what it looks like? It looks like those old comic books where they had the spots for coloration. She's crazy like that. Look at that. That is a really cool, really beautiful platinum. That's female 210243, because I know that a lot of you guys are like, which one was it? So that's 210243 on the website. If anyone is interested, it's a platinum Posset Snow female. And I happen to know she's $850 because I was like, that's a cool snake. How much are we selling that for? So for it to get a cool snake like that at that price, I mean, I think that's pretty affordable. You're going to end up with something as epic as a retic, right? So, holy smokes, guys. Okay, hold on. All right, let me see. Do we have any different colored California king snakes? Nope, we don't do Cal Kings. All we do are Dwarf and Superdwarf retics. I know I showed a couple other snakes. Those are just my pets. Here's an idea. Don't breed more spiders and jags, but don't cull them. Auction them for charity for cervical palsy. That would be cool. I mean, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I like that. Why is the mainland reticulated python market so oversaturated? It's really easy. All the breeders like to blame other breeders. The simple math is this. When you have a snake that can weigh more than you do, there's not very many people that can take care of that through life. They also breed young, they breed easy, they make a lot of babies. So, I would say people that can really take care of, let's say, 150 to 200 pound python, there might be 100 of them in the US, in my opinion, and that's a controversial opinion. I'll acknowledge that. Depends on how you think you can take care of them. But I'd say 100 people would be set up for that privately. It could be as many as 1,000. I mean, I don't know anybody that's out there. But you remember, like, one clutch could be 100 snakes, or almost. We had clutches in the 90s when I was working at Prehistoric. So, I mean, you do the math. If you have 100 people breeding them and making them, it's going to be immediately oversaturated. So, It's kind of like saying why our Bengal tiger market oversaturated, but people, you know, like, I don't know, we're buying a cat, but Bengal tigers are saturated. Let's see. Hit the thumbs up, please. Thanks, Sasquatch. Let's see. Eric Blick. Super chat. What time or times of the year do females typically have follicles? When is our next 2022 clutch expected to be available? We have that clutch from Tammy, bred to the pure Madhu Annery guy. That's going to be out in February. Retics can breed year-round. They just need access to cool enough temperatures to be fertile. So sometimes in the Northeast, that ends up being like they're developing follicles like right when the nights start to cool down at the end of summer, all the way through, say, March of the following year. Bob Evans wants to see Logo. Logo's not here, Bob Evans. Logo is out on breeding loan, making amazing bloodline baby logos. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. Are we going to make more morph spotlights anytime soon, Evan? Which one would you like to see next? I like the morph spotlights. Thomas likes them too. They're fun to make. You get to really show off a lot of animals. Send us an email. You know, just shoot us a request, or you can comment in here, but on the live chats, they're a little harder to see. So maybe after we're done going live, throw your comments up for what kind of videos you guys would like to see us produce. Oh, let's see. Holy smokes, what time is it? It's time. Its time is over. Oh, okay, hold on. I got to get through here. Let's see. Kyle Phillips, super chat. That snake 2017 male het snow. Riley picked him out, tamed him for me. Pretty much exclusively do the blood pythons now. Blood, sweat, and tears pythons. There you go. When are most of our snakes available? That would be like March, April. What do IMG Motleys go for? And I think you're saying, which is a super chat, by the way. Thank you. That's a Motley Golden Child. When it depends on the bloodline, but like the Dwarf, Superdwarf cross, like those ones are usually around $2,000. And then if you get higher percentages or more morphs in there, it could be more. Is a 2x2x1 flat good for a young dwarf and Superdwarf, and a 4x2x2 for an adult? Yeah, I mean, I think that would be pretty good. It depends, again, kind of like what sizes that you're talking about. Mine do appreciate the extra depth. Just going to 4x2.5 feet makes a big difference, because they can kind of retreat and back up in their cages, you know what I mean? Look, he's almost as yellow as that tape. This guy's crazy. This is an albino Motley Golden Child, by the way. Okay, let's see. Chris Carly Gear. When can you buy a cage? We're trying for after the new year. The manufacturer is actually getting a whole new CNC machine set up for us, so that they don't have to move these cages when they make them. They have to move them from machine to machine. So once they start getting that going, I think they're going to start selling them. So it should be pretty cool. Jay Hill. Boom. Super chat. The new black logo, ROR shirt. Duran and I are interested. It was one we were wearing several streams. Oh, that's the one you were talking about. Yeah, it said, reach out reptiles, be dumb enough to believe in yourself. And what it was my buddy made it. If you go back and watch our old videos, I do a Talk 'em Up Tuesday with my dad. And he was kind of talking about Hartle family philosophy. And he said, the real trick is just to be dumb enough to believe in yourself. And so my friend thought that was funny. He made it into a shirt. So that was like an iron-on shirt or whatever, but that's a good gag shirt. Yeah, we should make that one, babe. Ashley, take a note. Alex Rogers, what's up, buddy? How's it going? All right, let me see here, guys. Well, I think that might be all the time that we have for tonight. So, yeah. Yep, that's it. No naming snakes, none of that. But I did have a lot of fun hanging out and chatting it up with you guys. We're going to jump over to, oh no, David Crow at the last minute super chat. What's up, buddy? David says, interested in the cow project. Spoke with Kim and Joe about getting some phantom females. Any phantoms for this year? Looking forward to getting some SDs from you. Yes, we'll definitely be doing phantoms. That's a great project. I have one right now. This is a Phantom Sunfire Platinum. She's Dwarf and Superdwarf, but it's mostly Superdwarf. So she's 37. Oh, she's in blue. 37.5% Calicoa, 18.75% Jam from a really small bloodline. Phantom Sunfire Platinum Posset Annery. This would be a good one to go for. The reason why is because she's already almost a year old. So get a jump on the cows. At least get the one like older female, you know what I mean? And then you can grab a couple of whatever other morph phantom females you want for the year. That is my advice to you. Thank you for the super chat. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. We will catch you next time. Right, buddy? Come here, bud. If the Fays are watching, this is your snake. Just chilling. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.